Hello friends, welcome to bisptrainings.com. My name is Sumit and in this video I'm going to tell you how to create incremental load in Qlikview. So first let's understand what do we mean by incremental load. In Qlikview, incremental load is used when large transactional tables are involved. When we are performing the large operations, like we are uh, getting the large data set, so in that case we use the incremental load. It is a mechanism by which the only the updated or the new data is loaded in Qlikview. Incremental load require the use of QVD file for data storage. Incremental loads are useful because they run very efficiently when compared to full loads, particularly so for large data sets. So let's suppose we have stored a data set on our system, and now if the data has been modified, so instead of loading the complete data set again, we will load only the updated or the newly created, newly inserted record into that data file. So this will save the time. If you have less number of records, it is preferable that you can reload the data set, you can reload the data. But if you have got thousands of millions of records, then the data transition will take some time. Now, why should we use incremental load? In many business environments, they used large transitional tables, and those tables may receive thousands or millions of rows of data daily or monthly basis. Since the data is huge and it might be a sensitive data for the company, so the companies, they don't want to delete the existing records. Instead, they would like to load only if the data is new. So in such scenarios, incremental load is used. So to demonstrate this, I have set up one setup file and I named it as an incremental load. And you can see in this data file, I have got data from 4th March till 4th March 2015 till 8th March 2016. And I'll do one thing, I'll just 0 2015 and I'll just format in the same format. So I'll transform in the same format. And now you can see the data files here. We have the records we have. That's the sample record. So I set it as PRD123. And here are the records. And in this file contains the updated records till yesterday itself. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to load this data set into Qlikview and then find out the highest date or the last updated date and store into a variable. And then I will store the file in a QVD format. And again, I will make some changes in this file and I will load only the newly inserted record from this file instead of loading the whole data set. So let's see how to do this. So for this, let me open Qlikview. And in this Qlikview, first of all, I create a new document and name as incremental sample. So the very first thing I'm going to do is open edit script, and in this edit script, load the table file. So it's on my desktop. So I'll load that table file with, make sure that it to be embedded labels, and click on finish. And I'll just change this name, incremental data, save and reload it. When I reload the data, you will see that the 23 lines are fetched. So because there are 23 records, it shows 24th record, but the one line is for the header. So 23 records have been fetched successfully, and now we can add them into a table. So I just add a table box and add the fields into that table in the same format. Load order and apply, and that's the table, which contains the records till yesterday itself, 8th of March 2016. We can apply sorting as well. Sorting based on modified date. Sorting will be done on based on modified date. So you can see the sorting has been done and the data has been sorted. Now, first of all, I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the last updated date, because based on that we will be going to write a query. So for this I'm going to take help of resident load. So in my previous video, if you want to know more about resident load and preceding load, you can go through my previous video in there where I have already explained about resident load. So I specify here last underscore update underscore date, and load, I want to find out the maximum, so I'll specify max function, maximum of modified underscore date as, and it will be stored as max date resident from this, so resident incremental data, and save it, reload it. So when I reload it, you can see the last updated date, it holds one line fetched. And if I'll say maximum date, because we have replaced it, we put a alias as a max date. So if I add as a max date, we can see the max date in the form of numeric format. It's 42437. So that's perfectly fine. It's working fine. Now I'm going to store this file as a QVD format, in a QVD format. But before that, I want to store the maximum date in a variable. So I create a variable here. To create a variable, we use let command, let last underscore update underscore date is equal to, I use p function here, peak max date comma 0 comma from last underscore update underscore date, and reload it. And if you want to see whether whether the variable has hold any value or not, so we can use a trace function. I can use trace here, trace dollar last underscore update underscore date, and save and run. So you can see we have got the variable has hold the value, and the value is 42437. It's holding the maximum updated date, basically the 8/3/2016, because this is the last updated date, 8/3/2016. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to store this file in a QVD format. So to store the file, we use command store, and I want to store this incremental data in a QVD format. So I use here store incremental data into, on my D drive incremental data dot QVD in QVD format, and run and reload. And let's go and check whether the file has been created or not. So I'll just get to the D drive, and I can see on my D drive I have got my incremental.qvd, incremental data.qvd file, which is created today itself. Next step is I'm going to reload it, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the script or replace this script with the updated one. So instead of loading the Excel file, now I'm going to load the data from QVD file, and as well as from the Excel file. From Excel file, I'm going to load the updated data, and the previously data, the existing data will load from the QVD file. So for that, first of all, let's update this record, and here I'm going to set two new records, and I set PRD400, PRD500, and pen drive, and let's say DVD, and the sale is 145 and 569, and the last updated date is 09/03/2016, 09/03/2016. So today I have inserted two records, and I would like to update only these two records. I would like to load only these two records, not the remaining 23 records. So first of all, save this file, and now I eliminate this script except this variable. The variable is stored in this memory now, so I'll remove this statement, and We can perform this, we can load this into a separate file as well, but I'm loading in the same file just to make sure, just to demonstrate you, so that's why. And I'll just put it last updated date, and eliminate this line, eliminate this code because it's stored in the variable. And incremental data, that's okay, we can load it from the file. And also I would like to load that QVD file. That QVD file is on my D drive, so I open D drive and load that incremental data. So that incremental data file has got the updated file, that has got the existing records. Sorry, the existing records are in QVD, so existing records we load from the QVD, and this incremental data, or from this file, we load only the updated records, only these, the newly created records. And I just specify here concatenate load region. But if I load this, it will load the existing records, it will load all the records from the Excel file. So I'm going to specify one condition, that it will load only those records where modified underscore date is greater than dollar variable name, and variable name is last underscore update underscore date. So what this command will do, this query will load only the records whose modified date is greater than last updated underscore date, and this particular file from QVD file, it will load all the records and concatenate with the existing data set. So let's save and reload it. So I'll just save it and reload. So when I reload it, when I reload and click on reload, you can see from incremental data it loads only, from sheet 1 it's loading only 2 lines, and the QVD it loads the 25 lines. So it's loading only 2 lines. So there are total 25 lines are there, because now we have got 25 records. So the concatenation has been done. So, and if I click on close, you can see the newly updated records have been added. So this is the way how we can perform the incremental load in Qlikview. So we need to find out the last modified date and only load the records which are not available over there. There could be an issue here. The issue is, for example, if I execute the same command, and this time if I have got the common records, for example, here we have got PRD 990, so I specify PRD and 909. So I just copy this, the same record, PRD 909, it sells DVD, and the sale is 200. And if I save this and reload this, so we'll find out we have got duplicate records. So you can look at the top, we have duplicate records, PRD 909, these are duplicate records, because by default the incremental load works only to insert the new records. It will not validate the duplicate records. So if we want to restrict that as well, we just wanted to upload only the inserted record, as well as we want to update the existing record if they exist. So in order to do that, we need to modify the script, and to modify this script, so what we are doing is, here I specified a where condition, where not exist, and IT. That's all. And now when I run it and reload it, you can see that PRD 909 record has been loaded. It has been loaded once. Now here you can see that the PRD 909, there are 2 records, because the regions are not same, they are from different regions. So we have to make sure that their region should be same. So that's how we can work on incremental load in Qlikview. So that's all in this video. If you have any queries, you can write to us on www.bispretrainings.com. You can subscribe our YouTube channel for more videos on Qlikview. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.